Mental health is a topic that many people don't want to talk about. They just want to kind of ignore it, or they want to believe it's not there. That's a lot of it. They don't want to believe mental health is there. The mind, the mind is something. The mind will tell you things to do and say that you wouldn't really have thought of doing or saying. Um, it's like a breakdown in your mind that tells you all this stuff to do, and you're already going through. And it's like it attacks to your mind and say, do this, do that, you're not worthy, kill yourself, go do this, go do that, go hang yourself, go kill yourself, go kill somebody else, go kill and do whatever you have to do to make those voices in your head go away. And I've been there. And yes, I love God. Yes, I love God. Yes, I have faith, and yes, I believe. But that doesn't mean that you don't go through things mentally. Doesn't mean that your mind doesn't play tricks on you. I am so tired of people saying, well, if you love God, you wouldn't have blah, blah, blah. Not true. Not true. Because if you've never been through it, then you can't talk about it. You talk about what you've been through. I've wrote this before, but I want to do a video of it and let people know. I've been to the point that I've tried to take my life like a whole bunch of times. People don't even know. I literally took some pills one time, went to church. I don't even know how I drove there. I took pills, went to church, and I was prepared to die in church. And no one in the church noticed that I was back there falling asleep, going in and out. And somehow I was able to get up and go home. And I lay down and I'm like, oh, okay. Because I was exhausted in my mind. But the fact that no one knew that was something different about me lets me know people don't pay attention, even in the church, of your mental health. Shouting and crying, shouting and doing all that stuff is not helping nobody with mental health issues. Because we go through things, we endure things, we wrestle with things every single day. I do. Back then when I was going through the things I was going through, I did. I was trying to get out some stuff and I just couldn't get out. And my mind was just racing and my mind was just telling me to do this, do that. You're not worthy. You're not going to get out of it. It's never going to change. Everything will always go the way it's going. That's going to look up, blah, blah, blah. So I went into my cabinet and I took every pill I could find in there and I laid down on my sofa prepared to die. And someone called 911 and 911 came to my house and I was on the couch and I just didn't want to move. And I remember telling the cop, oh, just let me die. I'm tired. My mind is tired. My soul is tired. My body is tired. Everything is tired. I'm just tired of being here because I can't go on. It's too much pressure in my mind. It's too much pressure in my soul. It's not worth it. I'm not worthy. It's not worth it. And I remember, and I was like, just let me die. My kids was there. They was watching me. I was like, let me die. I was tired. And that man got me up. And I wish I knew who he was. He got me up. And he told me, you're not dying today. We're not going to lose another person. And he walked me until the ambulance got there. And I remember them pumping and stuff and they said I was going in and out of consciousness, and they couldn't pump all the pills out. So I had to literally detox off those pills for 2 weeks, and that was the most excruciating pain that I felt, detoxing off of a substance. So I don't know what I took, and I was on suicide watch, and it was something to go through because my mind was tired. My soul was tired. I was burdened in my mind, and it seemed like there was no other way out but to take my life. So I know how it feels, young people, when you're going through things and you're maybe getting bullied at school or maybe getting bullied on social media, which needs to stop. and you're getting bullied, just going through, you may be getting abused at home or sexual molested. It's so much stuff that people go through and their mind tells them to leave because it's too much on them. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody you trust, a teacher, a pastor, a friend, somebody else in the family that understands. Talk to somebody. I thought I wanted to leave this world, but God said, no, sister, you got some things you need to do. So I'm still here. And when my health failed me, that took me through another whole whirlwind, literally. I thought about this, and I went to my cabinet, and I looked at my cabinet, and I'm like, it's too much. I'm putting my family, my husband, oh my God, I put my husband, he's been a rock star for me, and I'm always the one that was always the go-getter and doing this, and when I ended up having to have a hip replacement, and that took me, and I had other surgeries, and I've always told myself I never wanted to be cut on, but then I got cut on, and then I was going through so much stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, here we are again. And I started talking to therapists. I got a therapist, and I started talking to her, and she just straight told me the old you, that the things you used to do, you're not gonna be able to do that. You're gonna have to learn how to deal with this new person that needs to pace themselves when they're walking. The new person that sometimes need a walker just to get around the store. You know, this new person that's gonna have these chronic pains for the rest of her life, and this new person that can't work anymore because of the back and the hip and the arthritis and blah blah blah. This new person that I didn't want to be. I liked being my old me when I got up and went and did what I want to do, blah blah blah. Didn't have to pace or worry about it, or didn't have to heat my back every night, or ice my body whenever I do ice, because I don't like the ice because it's too cold. And then he's like, ice it. I'm like, the ice is cold. So me and him have a debate about the ice all the time. And I can walk in the store for so long, and then I have to stop and do this so I can release the pain off my back. I didn't want to be that person, but I have to come to grips with being that person. And I went through depression, and mentally I was just like, this is too much. But I started saying, His grace is sufficient. And I asked and prayed for God to take the thorn out of my flesh. But His grace is sufficient. His mercy is awesome. Because in the pain, everything, yes, He did a blessing. I became 100% totally disabled. My student loans are paid off through this. And I didn't even know. I got a letter saying your student loans are paid off because you're 100% disabled. I'm like, what? Huh? Yeah, they paid in full. I don't pay taxes anymore on my house. All my medical, dental, everything is free. It's so much that it's attached to this. But the pain that I'm in, I always tell people, no pain, no gain. Through my pain, I got a blessing. Through my pain, I got the glory. Through my pain, God has dealt with me because I was moving too fast and wasn't listening to Him. So the way to set me down is to set me down, because God knows. So now I'm my Bible more. I'm praying more. And trying to deal with the anger, because you do get angry, and I do, and you get angry, and I'm trying to deal with the anger, and I'm starting to delete people out my life that's bringing me more stress. I'm starting to delete them out, because people, places, and things, when you're already dealing with things and going through, can bring more of the mental health issues in you. So it's real, y'all. If you're dealing with it, go talk to a therapist. Go get some help. Nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. They're trained. They're here for a reason. If God didn't want us to have therapists, he would have never put them here. Huh. Everything we have is the creation of what God has given us. Doctors, therapists, nurses, pastors, even down to the people, the truckers, all of them. They God put here for us to use. You know, the jobs, everything. It's not by coincidence that they're here. So lean on things that's going to help you through what you're going through. Don't, please don't. Take it from somebody who's been there, y'all. Don't take your life. And don't take nobody else's life either. And don't take nobody else's life and then decide to take your own. It's not worth it. Because when you do that, you leave behind moaning people. You may feel like, oh, okay, you did that so you can bring peace, but you're about a lot of disappointment and stress and hurt in the ones that you left behind. Think about the ones you leave behind. How they're going to suffer. How they're going to have to go deal with this. Think about that. And get some help. Mental health is real. I know. I know. I love you guys. And I hope this helps somebody.